Hey everyone, Ajax Mations here. So, we all know atmospheric rise. I made a video about it, but I want to give you a little history lesson on the level itself and how it came to be. Okay, where do we start? I've been making Geometry Dash levels at this time of the video's upload for 4 years. So, the story begins in 2019 with a level called At the Speed of Light. Okay, so now all of this is just dramatization of what I essentially did to upload the level. So, this is what it looks like currently. I mean, not currently. This is what it looked like originally when I first pitched the idea of At the Speed of Light. It was meant to be like this 1.0 style level, and this is where the level's roots was. So right after I was done with the level, I decided, you know, maybe I should do something else. And that's when I hit the select all button, and then I made this all light background. And when I did this, the level turned from a level to just this weird reset tab level that was actually good. It's actually like the low standard for a reset. And I feel like this level should get rated, but I am pretty ashamed of At the Speed of Light. Here's what the level actually looks like. So I started working on the level, like building it from August of 2019 all the way to October 2019. And then on October 16th, 2019, I began trying to verify the level. And it took me 7 months to verify. And it was from October 16th, 2019 to May 24th, 2020. So, this is the level overall. It looks pretty promising for a recent tab level, but basically I wanted to make like this weird remake of Apple Cat Bath that was pretty easy, but it turned out to be a nightmare. So, yeah, the design is just an atrocity, and I've showcased this level on my YouTube channel. I do believe that this should be rated easy. So, this is where the story of Atmospheric Rise actually started. It started off with just this one simple level right here that had a very terrible design. After I got done working with At the Speed of Light, I was like, you know, I kind of enjoy this. So then I just decided that I should make a second At the Speed of Light. Now with the second At the Speed of Light, this is what the level overall looks like. Now, I don't have the original version, but I worked on this level in 2020 and 2021, but in 2020, its original design was a lot worse than it is right now. But overall, it's meant to be like this thing that's similar to Cataclysm, Bloodbath, and Aftermath, but a lot easier. So, yeah, I basically made this as, like, the base is Cataclysm, Bloodbath, and Aftermath. And I did buff the level earlier in 2021. So, yeah. And At the Speed of Light 2 was actually meant to be harder than it is right now. But honestly, I just didn't feel like making it any harder because the level was already hard. So, yeah, I just decided, you know, I was gonna just do this. But honestly, I felt really stressed during the full time while making this level. So, I was originally going to make it into a 9 circles level toward the end of the level, but that never happened as of March because my stress died down after that. So yeah, this level was actually meant to be a 9 circles. Keep that in mind because that's a plot point for later in this video and later for the history. But yeah, this entire level is an unreleased level that I forgot about after 2021. So yeah, this level was just way too hard. And honestly, I'd say that this is more like a medium demon. And yes, I was able to verify Atmospheric Rise, which feels like a hard demon, but this would actually feel like a medium demon. It's it's actually not that bad once you get to play the level, but I forgot about it because honestly this level was putting too much stress on me while verifying it. So I was like, screw it, I'm not going to sit through this. But you can definitely see that it gives the After Catabath vibes. 2021 was a big year for me in Geometry Dash. I released 2 levels in the first half. I released Extreme Jumper, and then I released one of my old 2019 levels, Phased. I thought that was going to be it for 2021, but then I stumbled upon a video while I was scrolling through YouTube. It was a 2016 video on the top 10 worst fails in Geometry Dash, and I stumbled upon one level. And it was this one specific level that changed everything for me. In the summer of 2021, I was on YouTube one day searching, and I found this Geometry Dash video called the top 10 worst fails of Geometry Dash. And one of these levels showed a guy playing a level, and he died at 98% in the level. And when I listened to the song, I was like, oh my gosh, this song sounds good. I wonder what the song's name was called and who is it by. And that song turned out to be Forsaken Neon by DimRain47. At first, I was like, this is made by the same person who made At the Speed of Light. But this song doesn't sound like At the Speed of Light. So, yeah. When I first heard it, on my first listen, I instantly loved the song. Okay, so here is Forsaken Neon. This is the level that actually made me want to make the level. This is what sparked it. And I played this level countless of times before I nailed it. So, originally, I was making progress each day, and on the 3rd day, I made it to the halfway point. But then, I made it to like 60-something, and I got really mad. But then I was able to make it up to like 70-something, and then in a few days, I beat the level. And I've showcased this on and I've played this level before on my YouTube channel. So basically, this level, I played this level a lot, and right after beating it, I was like, you know, I always wanted to make like a 9 Circles level. So I was like, maybe I should make a level called Forsaken Circles. That's what Forsaken Neon's actual name was. That's what Atmospheric Rise's original name was, Forsaken Circles. But when I searched up the name Forsaken Circles, there were so many results for Forsaken Circles. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do Forsaken Circles. So that's why right after that happened, I totally forgot about it and started working on another big project, Clamorous Club Step, which was essentially just a heavily nerfed version of Silent Club Step. So, yeah, it looks like I forgot about the Forsaken Circles idea after beating this and Problematic, but that would change. The verification of Clamorous Club Step was really stressful. I started back in June and verified the level in September. So then, that made me realize, during that time, I was like, you know, maybe I should revive the dead level At the Speed of Light 2, but also make it a sequel to the original, and then also use Forsaken Neon as a song and have 9 Circles gameplay. And I was like, what to call it? And then that's when I realized the song's name is Forsaken Neon. Neon is a noble gas. And the theme is, for Atmospheric Rise, was, well, to be the color of the gases in Earth's atmosphere, the pure gases that are elements when they're struck through an electrical current. And that's when the name Atmospheric Rise was created. So yeah, here's the primitive version of Atmospheric Rise, when I first pitched the idea of Atmospheric Rise. Now it's in 2 parts because I don't have the full level completely done, but I've showcased the original on my YouTube channel, but it doesn't have the flashing because my series had strict stuff about flashing lights. So yeah, I'll just showcase the level to you to show you the differences. So as you can tell, the color schemes of the original look very different, and it does have that original orb effect. Oh, I guess it does, actually, now. Sorry about that, but as you can tell, it had a lot more straight fly than it does now. But yeah, the primitive version is still possible, and the wave gap was a lot tighter than it is right now. But overall, the same premise still remains the same of atmospheric rise. But overall, then you had a lot more straight fly to it. This level was actually meant to be harder than it was. And then that part was a lot tighter. And this part was actually blue instead of gray. And as you can tell, in the original part, it was... So yeah, this was the original pitch setting. And this was purple instead of cyan. So, with every single update of Atmospheric Rise, I changed the color and difficulty. Ooh, but this part was actually even harder than it was. But you know how 60 Hz is, very inconsistent. So yeah, here's the first part of the primitive version of Atmospheric Rise. Like, this is just the primitive version so far of the original part. And then here's what happens next in the level. And this is where things really got off. So, after all this part, it literally just said no more 9 circles effect. And then, yeah, that's how this part was. This is the cursed wave section. But, yeah, that part was removed. And, surprisingly enough, this part right here was just pretty much the same, no matter what. This part was pretty much the same. So, yeah, this part originally was green, and then it had the slow wave, which I removed because of 144 Hz stuff, and any higher pressure. As you can tell, the color scheme is way different. And then we got this end. So, as you can tell, the level in its primitive state was actually even harder than the actual level. But that's why I nerfed it, so that would be a lot easier to make, and this gap was a lot tighter than it was in future Atmospheric Rise, in the future updates to Atmospheric Rise. So, yeah. Essentially, this part was a lot more faster, but then it would also make it harder. So, that's the primitive version of Atmospheric Rise. And this is the original Atmospheric Rise, like the low-key original version, like when I first uploaded the level. So, overall, yeah, in the old version, the reason why I had to change it was because people kept dying, which I just died there. So, the reason I changed this up was to make the level a lot easier to sight read, and also make it so that this level would be a lot more liked than it once was. Because as you can tell by its original level design, the orbs just pop out at you. And like, I wanted it to be like the most creative aspect of the level is also the most hated part of the level. And this is before I added coins too. So yeah, Atmospheric Rise had 3 different forms, but this was the one that I stuck with when I first uploaded the level. It had all the stuff wrong with it that made it impossible on higher refresh rates than it did now. But yeah, this, and it also had different color scheme than it does now, as you can tell. But overall, yeah, this level, it really comes to show how much I changed the level over the time that I've made it. So overall, yeah, the old Atmospheric Rise was even harder than it was, because if you look at the ending, the refresh rate really mattered, because if you made it, if you, like, on this part at 98% or 9, I think it's 8 or 9, you would hit the block that I just highlighted right there in green. Like, you just ram into it if you were on a higher refresh rate. While in 60 Hz, no problem. So, yeah, that's pretty much the old Atmospheric Rise for you. I should also note that Atmospheric Rise and At the Speed of Light have a lot of coincidences. Like, I began working on At the Speed of Light's verification on October 16th, 2019, while I began working on Atmospheric Rise's verification on October 16th, 2021. So that's one of two coincidences that this level had. The first version of Atmospheric Rise, which is just the old version of Atmospheric Rise, I uploaded that in my art class on Star Wars Day of 2022. So, yeah, when I uploaded it, I really wanted it to be liked because of its effects and stuff. The following day that I made Atmospheric Rise, I showed some of my friends the level, and they loved it. And then I went on a Geometry Dash level request stream, so to have the first person that streamed play my level. And when he did, he said the level was the S word. And all I can just say is that, yeah, the level was really hard for him because of the effects. And that's why he said the level was the S word. Which, now that I think about it, yes, its first version was. In the comment section, some people gave me some criticism of the level, while others loved the level. So I'll read it to you while playing Atmospheric Rise, the new version. Gameplay isn't fun and unbalanced, but nice level. Yeah, I would admit that the gameplay was kind of unbalanced at first. Memory levels can be hard and sight-readable at the same time. Yes, that is true. They can be sight-readable, but also hard at the same time. Incredible. Hard level. Wow. Very hard. Good level, but I would say more air decoration and make more sight-readable. You see, the thing with black backgrounds is it's a lot harder to make air decoration than with any color background. And I bet you're seeing a pattern. The pattern is that the level was not sight-readable. Really cool, but I would recommend trying different forms of memorization, as this form is unfair. I totally have to agree with that, because I'd say that the memorization when I first made it was pretty unfair than it is now. And yeah, those are all the comments of the original version of Atmospheric Rise when I first made it. Now let's just watch the rest of the first half of Atmospheric Rise. So why did I want to update this? Well, the final straw for me was when I was on this Geometry Dash level request stream. He said he was sending it to mods, and he said that my level could get rated if I removed all the orbs effects of them popping out of nowhere and fixed the refresh rate glitches. And that's why I updated the level, because I want this level to get rated. So yeah, I caught on to the fact that this level needed an update. So here you can see version 2, and here's the ID. You should go play this level out for yourselves after watching this video, if you have Geometry Dash, the paid version. So yeah, just type this ID into the search bar and then it will show up. Okay, I made some changes while working on the level. So this part pretty much remains the same, and then this is the part that I changed. I changed the orb stuff. And then I added coins as well, so that's different. And then I also shifted this part upwards. And then pretty much the rest remains untouched except for the coins. And I also made it so that you don't fly out of the world. And then here I changed it to look more cyan. Here, and then, yeah. And then I also changed all the 60 Hertz glitch parts as well. That I changed this to an invisible wave, and then I changed this slow wave into just a normal wave, and pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much all I changed. So yeah, on May 24th, 2022, 2 years after At the Speed of Light was made, I re-verified Atmospheric Rise, and that's the form it's been at ever since. So yeah, that's the full story of Atmospheric Rise for you. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss another video, and I'll see you later. Bye.